Everybody, it's Nick from Scoreboard X Podcast, and welcome to day 20 of Beer and a Take. I'll be drinking the Kentucky Bourbon Barrels Peppermint Porter, and I'm probably going to regret the fact that I didn't throw this in the fridge. It is not room temperature. It's slightly colder than that because it was on a windowsill next to a 30-degree window pane, but, a frosty beer in America, at least, is how we like our beers. And this is definitely not frosty. This is going to be a little bit warmer than that. Probably around, if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably around 50 degrees. So it's not hot or room temperature. That's been bothering me lately. People are like, oh, this food is cold. It'll be room temperature. And it's like, that's not cold. Cold is like, this is technically kind of cold. The bottle itself is kind of cold. It's colder than my hand, at least. It's now made this glass slightly cold as well. But like, people will get soup and be like, this soup is cold. The soup is not cold. It's room temperature. Now, you expected it to be piping hot. It came in room temperature. It's colder than what you thought it was going to be, but it is by no measure physically cold. Just like if you get a beer, unless it burns you when you touch it, it's not hot. It's room temperature. If I gave you water and it wasn't cold and it wasn't hot, it'd be room temperature. You'd be like, oh, this is tepid. This isn't. But for some reason, when something's expected to be hot and or cold, we always go the exact opposite. We make it an extreme thing. So I would say this is about 50 degrees. It smells pepperminty. I like peppermint, like especially like chocolate peppermint. Andy's chocolates is friggin' phenomenal. So this is a porter. So this might have that dark taste. I'm not sure. I've never had this before. Let's give it a try. That's really good. On the back end, it gives me that Andy's taste. It tastes like Andy's chocolates for those of us who are old enough to have had Lunchables back in the day when they used to put Andy's chocolates in your Lunchables, which kind of set us up for charcuterie in 2024 as adults, right? Because charcuterie is just adult Lunchables, right? I didn't invent that. That's like an ongoing thing, just so I don't want to seem disingenuous, like I'm trying to pass it off as my own shtick. It's not. But I think it's pretty spot on to say that charcuterie is just grown up Lunchables. I personally don't care for charcuterie at all. That's like extra stuff. My take today, however, is based on, as you can tell, I have a Christmas shadow. I wouldn't call it a beard, so to speak. It's a shadow. I have a Christmas shadow. Um, and the Yankees acquiring a bunch of players who are now required to shave. How that is the absolute dumbest rule because it's not an actual rule. It's a team policy that their deceased owner created when he bought the franchise based off his 2 years in the chair force. He wanted them to have a more professional appearance. I would argue that there are continuously numerous amounts of Americans and foreign men that have beards that look just as professional, if not more professional than other people. Perfect example. What is he going to, what are they going to do next? No tattoos? Because tattoos are unprofessional. Oh, look out. So somebody like Devin Williams gets traded to the New York Yankees and is required to shave. Mr. Williams, I hope you tell them to go fuck off. I really do. You didn't sign a contract with the Yankees. You never agreed to play for them. They traded for you. They want you. And that includes your beard. I can only think of years past when people like David Price were like, I'm never going to play for the Yankees. I admire them. I always wanted to play for the Yankees, but clearly they don't like my beard, and therefore I will not play for that franchise. The Yankees have this crazy idea that their mystique and aura is the reason for why people should feel blessed to shave their beard. Well, guess what? You've won one championship in the last 24 years. 24 years, one championship. The mystique and aura are fucking gone. Get over it. Nobody is honored to play for the Yankees anymore. That's obvious by the signing of Juan Soto with the New York Mets. Clearly, it didn't mean shit to him. Didn't mean anything to Ohtani either. And I know people are going to say, oh, they didn't make a big push for Ohtani. There are plenty of players out there who are top tier who do not give a shit about playing for the New York Yankees. And quite frankly, if you can win a championship someplace else, why not? At least I don't have to shave every day. I'll let you know this right now. As a man who does shave every single day to go to work, it is annoying. Absolutely annoying. Now, when I agreed to work where I work, I did understand that I have to shave every day, and I'm okay with that. But these players that are getting traded to the Yankees or drafted by the Yankees, they're not agreeing to that. There is no alternative for them. If they want to work in this business, they have to play for that franchise. But I don't think that this antiquated nonsense that their owner, who spent half a minute in the chair force, created for no reason other than he thought it looked cool, is a reason to sit there and be like, you know what? You look like a bum because you have a beard. Would we say that to Ulysses S. Grant? He had a beard. He's president of the United States, leader of all troops in America, right? General of the Army, 4-star general, uh, and president of the United States, commander in chief. Was he a bum? Was he a hobo because he had a beard? It's Christmas time. Jesus Christ had a beard. He a bum too, Mr. Steinbrenner? You're up there in heaven, presumably. Why don't you ask him? I'm sure you're not going into the pearly gates going, oh, sorry, Saint Peter. You and Jesus need to shave your freaking beards off. It's absolutely ridiculous, people. And I'm not even going to sit here and say, well, it's 2024. Let's get over it. It was stupid in 1975. It was stupid in 1975. Absolutely ridiculous. No need for it. People are who they are. There is a way to have a beard, have facial hair in general, have hair be longer or whatever the case is, and still maintain a professional look. To sit there and say that because you have a beard, you look like a bum is absolutely ludicrous. There are countless people out there that have beards that contribute to society on a regular basis, and they have a beautiful appearance when they do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, if you want to sit there and say that, well, your beard must be well kept and groomed, that's a different story. Absolutely a different story. But to sit there and say that the countless, like Aaron Rodgers has a beard, he doesn't look like a hobo. LeBron James has a beard, he doesn't look like a hobo. Roman Reigns has a goatee and a beard half the time. Looks great, phenomenal, handsome guy. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing unprofessional about having a beard, having facial hair below the lip. Steinbrenner just liked the fact that he went to a military high school and served 10 seconds in the most corporate branch of the United States military and decided that he was going to take those policies and put them down on baseball players. People who don't serve their country, they're playing a child's game for a living. But they can't have a beard. Oh, no. People say, oh, the Yankees never had beards. Only because it wasn't a thing. Having a beard, it was never a rule until George Steinbrenner owned the team. Players just didn't have beards. Beards were not in vogue from like 1919 until like 1970. That's when beards came in vogue. In the 60s, people didn't really rock beards. Beards weren't rolling out of style like in 1962. That's why they didn't have a beard. Not because like the Yankees like, you better not. It was more of a, that's not the style. Like high socks. Imagine tomorrow the Yankees told everybody on the team they have to wear high socks. I mean, I guess that's a style. You could do that for the team because it's the team's uniform. But they don't do that. Why not? Because that's not what's in vogue in 2024. It's not the style. And that's okay. But this whole like, oh, Devin Williams got to shave his beard. I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't, just to see what people say, because the fans are tired of it. The next top free agent that has a beard that refuses to sign here because of this stupid policy, the Yankees bring it on themselves. Again, the aura and the mystique are gone. You're not a fucking juggernaut that you were 20 years ago, 25 years ago. You're not. So you have no fucking say on demands that you're going to make of players to do you the favor of playing for your franchise. That's what they're doing. If they're a free agent and they agree to sign with you, they're doing you a favor. Don't forget it. You're not too good. All right? Especially if they're a free agent. If they've made it to free agency, that means they're already a good baseball player, good enough to warrant a second contract. It's not like they're scrubs begging for work on the streets or begging to be drafted. They don't have to play for the New York Yankees. They don't. I'm a Yankee fan. I love my team. But some of the things they do is just stupid. And to think that you're like, oh, well, you have to shave to play on this team, that's ridiculous. It's so stupid. They're not putting on gas masks this week. They're not. There's no need to have to shave every single day to play a child's game. Well, it makes us look professional. You play a child's game. There's nothing professional about playing a game that a 6-year-old plays. What's professional about that? You wear a shirt and tie to work every day? No, you don't. You put on cleats, socks that are up to your knee. You dress like it's still 1910. Let's get over this nonsense. Let's get over it. You wear a baseball cap to work every day. Name me another job other than like rapper where you wear a baseball cap to work every day. Oh, the Air Force. Go figure. This is. I'm gonna give this a 4. This is really good. I drink this again. I wish it was ice cold, but delicious beer. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. Again, at 8.2% alcohol. If you see it out there in the streets, get yourself some. It's pretty good. But be careful because it's 8.2%. It's a little bit overproof, so it's gonna make you feel pretty nice. But that was my beer. That was my take. And we'll catch you again next time. Frat Pack Christmas coming up starting Sunday. We're gonna be on the road doing it live. Be prepared. It's coming. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.